The 1960s gave us R&B gold, but not every classic hit the charts on the first try. Some of these timeless tracks flopped hard when they first dropped, only to come roaring back years later. Otis Redding's Aching Ballad sat quietly before it became a cultural anthem. Marvin Gaye had to wait for his moment too. These are 10 R&B songs that failed early but rose to greatness. Number 10, Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers, the sleeper that soared.
So much are you.
When Unchained Melody was released in 1960, it was never meant to shine. Produced by Phil Spector, the label focused its energy on the A-side, Hung on You. But DJ started flipping the record, drawn in by Bobby Hatfield's heartbreaking vocal and the slow, dramatic build of the music.
I've hungered for your...
Even with the airplay, the song charted modestly. It wasn't forgotten, but it didn't explode either. Then came 990. The film Ghost used the track in a now iconic love scene, and the world fell for it all over again. The song re-entered the charts and climbed to number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100. It became a defining slow dance ballad.
Lonely rivers flow to the sea.
You can feel the candlelight in every note. From a quiet B-side to one of the most beloved love songs of the century, this track proved that sometimes all a song needs is the right moment. If that was a slow burn, the next one carried the weight of an entire movement. Number 9, A Change Is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke. The protest ballad that took time to rise.
A change gonna come. Oh, yes it.
In 1964, Sam Cooke released A Change Is Gonna Come, a powerful departure from his usual love songs. It was a deeply personal cry for justice, inspired by his own experiences with racism. But his label, RCA, was nervous.
I was born by the river.
They pushed Shake as the single instead, relegating A Change to the B-side. The track didn't soar up the charts. Radio stations weren't sure how to handle its message, but over time, its meaning deepened. As the civil rights movement grew, so did the resonance of Sam's words. His tragic death shortly after the release gave the song a haunting finality. Now, it's an anthem of hope and resistance, existence.
I go to the movie.
Covered by legends like Aretha Franklin and Otis Redding, it lives on in rallies, documentaries, and hearts. It may not have started as a hit, but it became something far more powerful. And speaking of voices taken too soon, number 8, Sitting On, The Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding. The farewell that found its echo.
Sit at the dock of a bay, watching the tide.
In 1967, Otis Redding sat down to record a song that felt completely different from his usual style. Gone were the high-energy horns and driving rhythm. Instead, he delivered a soft, reflective tune with waves crashing in the background and a gentle whistle at the end.
Watching the ships roll in, and then
Even he wasn't sure it worked. Stax Records didn't quite know how to market it. But before anyone could decide, tragedy struck. Otis died in a plane crash just days after recording the final take. The song was released posthumously in 1968. It reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. That whistle became a goodbye no one expected.
everything still remains the same.
The song turned into a quiet anthem for the restless and the lost. It still plays like a sunset at the end of summer, and if that one hit the heart, the next one hits like a slow-building storm. Number 7, I Heard It Through the Grapevine by Marvin Gaye. The classic Motown almost buried. Before it became Marvin Gaye's signature song, Grapevine was a hidden gem. Motown's Berry Gordy didn't believe in the track. He thought it was too moody and not catchy enough. Gladys Knight and the Pips released their own version in 1967, and it performed decently. But Marvin had recorded his own take before that, filled with restrained tension and slow-burning soul. It sat on the shelf until 1968, when it was quietly released on his album In the Groove. DJs started playing it, and it took off like wildfire. The song climbed to #1 on the Hot 100, where it stayed for 7 weeks. Its eerie opening, dramatic instrumentation, and Marvin's haunting delivery made it unforgettable. It became a staple of heartbreak playlists and film soundtracks. And if that one rose from the shadows, the next track had to preach its way to the top. Number 6, Respect Yourself by the Staple Singers, the self-love anthem that had to wait its turn.
If you don't respect yourself, ain't nobody.
When the Staple Singers dropped Respect Yourself in 1971, it wasn't an immediate smash. Known for their gospel roots and steady soul presence, the group didn't always grab radio headlines. This track had a sermon-like message and a slow, funky groove, not the usual recipe for pop success.
If you disrespect everybody that you run into.
But its message couldn't be denied. Mavis Staples poured strength into every line. Pop Staples' guitar riff curled through the track like smoke, and Muscle Shoals' rhythm section brought it to life. Word of mouth grew. The song eventually reached #2 on the R&B charts and cracked the top 20 on the Hot 100.
Respect yourself. Da, da, da.
It became an anthem of self-worth during a time when Black pride and women's empowerment were rising together. From low expectations to lasting legacy, this song demanded respect, and got it. But if that one had strength, the next one had sweetness. Number 5, Let's Stay Together by Al Green, the romantic ballad nobody expected.
We've been together. Ooh, loving.
When Al Green recorded Let's Stay Together in 1971, the label had its doubts. Too smooth, too slow, not quite radio material. Even Al himself was unsure if the falsetto-heavy love song would connect. But once it was released, everything changed. That first line, I'm so in love with you,
So in love with you.
hit the airwaves like a soft thunderclap. Audiences were mesmerized. The song climbed to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed on top of the R&B charts for 9 weeks. It became more than a hit. It became a standard. Presidents sang it. Lovers danced to it. Its romantic warmth has never faded. From overlooked to iconic, this one proved that tenderness never goes out of style. If these comeback stories are making your heart swell, give this video a like. It helps us keep the soul alive. And stay tuned. We've still got 4 more redemption songs that prove R&B never gives up. Number 4, People Get Ready by The Impressions, the spiritual anthem that found its power with time.
Don't need no baggage, you just get on board.
Curtis Mayfield wrote People Get Ready in Pink 65 as a soft, gospel-infused call for hope during the civil rights movement. It wasn't loud. It didn't beg for airplay. Instead, it moved with quiet dignity, offering a musical prayer to anyone who had ever felt left behind.
You don't need no baggage, you just get on board.
The song landed gently on the charts, reaching number 14 on the R&B list. Mainstream pop radio didn't embrace it at first. Maybe it was too spiritual. Maybe it didn't fit the hit formula. But within churches, marches, and community centers, it was already becoming a hymn. Over the years, its reputation grew. Dr. King praised its message. Bob Marley borrowed its rhythm. Rod Stewart and Jeff Beck revived it with a charting cover in the 1980s.
There's hope for all among this love.
It appeared in films, documentaries, and tribute albums. From Quiet Resistance to Global Anthem, People Get Ready reminds us that some songs are written for the long road. And speaking of slow-building legacies, number 3, Try a Little Tenderness by Otis Redding, the ballad that broke every rule and still won hearts. Try a Little Tenderness had already lived a life by the time Otis Redding picked it up in 1966. Originally a 1930s ballad covered by Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra, it was known for its soft and sentimental charm, not exactly a match for Otis's gritty Southern soul style. But Otis saw something in it. He started the track slow, almost reverent, then let it build into a full-blown emotional storm. The horns kicked in, his voice cracked and soared, and suddenly, an old standard had new fire. Still, radio didn't rush to it. The single barely reached the top 20. Some listeners were unsure how to categorize it, but live audiences, they couldn't get enough. His performance at the Monterey Pop Festival turned it into a showstopper. Today, it's one of his most celebrated songs, covered, sampled, and immortalized in films. What started as a crooner's tune became a soul masterclass. But trust me, what happened with the next song was even stranger. Number 2, You Don't Know Like I Know by Sam and Dave, the fire starter that fizzled before it caught. Released in early 1966, You Don't Know Like I Know had all the ingredients. Isaac Hayes and David Porter wrote it. The Stax sound was strong. Sam and Dave brought their trademark call and response heat. But it stumbled out of the gate. It didn't crack the top half of the charts, and radio wasn't entirely sold on its raw, shout soul vibe. At the time, Sam and Dave were still finding their audience. The label didn't put much weight behind the single either. What saved it? The stage. Sam and Dave became known for explosive live performances, and this song lit the fuse. As they tore through clubs and theaters, audiences began demanding it. Word spread, and when Hold On, I'm Coming exploded later that year, fans went back and rediscovered this buried gem.
Come on, bring it on down.
Now, it's a cornerstone of their catalog. A track that didn't just survive, it helped define their future. But none of these could top the unlikely journey of our number 1 pick. Number 1, Stand By Me by Benny King, the forgotten tune that found forever.
As long as you stand by me.
In 1960, Benny E. King recorded Stand By Me, co-written with Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller. The song was intended for the Drifters, but they passed on it, so King recorded it as a solo effort.
And the land is dark, and the moon.
And Atlantic Records shelved it for a while, unsure how it would perform. Eventually, it saw the light of day in 1961. It did well, reaching number 4 on the Hot 100, but its true rise was still to come. In 1986, the film Stand By Me hit theaters.
Stand by me. Oh, stand.
The song was used as its emotional spine, and audiences connected immediately. It was re-released and climbed the charts again, 25 years after its original release, cracking the top 10 once more. From forgotten studio outtake to eternal ballad, this song has become one of the most covered, most beloved tracks in R&B history. Weddings, films, anthems of friendship. It lives on, always steady. From overlooked gems to anthems that shaped generations, these R&B flops remind us that great music always finds its time. Some just needed a little patience and the right moment to shine. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Subscribe to keep the groove alive and never miss what's next. And if you're ready for more, click the end screen to watch 10 obscure R&B bands you need to hear from 1969. It's packed with heart, history, and unforgettable hooks. We'll see you there. Keep the soul spinning.